Okay, let's see. So I'm going to see if we can... here we go. I'm going to see if we can edit, if we can create like a race, like a race condition type thing today. So I've kubectl get, let me see here, Docker PS. Okay, so I just created a welcome to Android Live. So it is, I kind of just did this show last minute, and I think I announced it yesterday really late on Twitter, so I'm not sure how many people are going to show up, but all right. Let's do, I've got our K8s prototypes kind cluster up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to, Nikita showed me yesterday. So I saw yesterday that if I did, where is it? I'm going to look it up in the show. If I did, there's an issue where it, with CRDs, where if you, where is it? Let's see, I think if I go to here, view full playlist, I actually put it in the show notes. Yeah. Here. And if I go, well, let me open this up. Right. If I go to right here, right, that getting the new CRD name, and then there's another issue that I'm going to try to look at, which is this one, right? This is one I filed, and I think Mustafa might join us, but I kind of sent him the link last minute. So, I don't know, we filed this issue about a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago about we needed this disruptive test for upstream. So maybe something that pushes the API server beyond what you normally, the limits you'd normally push it to, that would then expose the issue we talked about a week ago, where we have this issue in etcd, right? Where 3.5 up to .2 is not recommended for production. Now that has been fixed, and there's a new version of etcd out. Etcd, there's a new version that's out. Let's see where the release is. Right. So this is out. 3.5.4 is out. 3.53 is out, whatever. Critical correctness issue. This is a different one. I don't think we had talked about yet. Was that the core issue that was filed? I don't know. Was it called the critical corruptness issue? I don't know. Anyways, actually 2 days ago they just 3.5.3 and 3.4, the data inconsistency issue is addressed, right? So this issue came out, and it's the next 2-point releases of etcd have fixed this. I know VMware Tanzu is going to have this soon, and we're going to soon put this into our next release, and I'm sure all the other K8s providers are going to do the same thing. So thank you to everybody in the etcd community. Hey Vivek, what's going on? So thank you to the etcd community for 3.5.3 plus, right? So that was a big win, and you saved us for whatever. I wasn't able to reproduce this issue though, right? So we looked at some of these things last week, and how you can do the etcd CTL perf check stuff. But now, so let's see if I make a cluster. So I have a cluster now, and if I say kubectl get nodes, I've got a 3. I thought I meant to make 3 control planes, but it looks like kubect. Okay, so I'm going to do kind delete cluster, right? there's a cluster in there called kind get clusters, kind delete cluster dash dash name equals calico, kind delete cluster dash dash name equals entry. I'm going to delete both of these. And so I'm going to create a new cluster and kind get clusters docker ps. Okay, there's nothing. Docker ps. Yeah, there's nothing in here. All right, so I think so. I've just sort of hacked this up. I figured we'd do Calico this time because we haven't done it in a while. Check if it still works. But anyways, so if I found something yesterday wherein if I go and I tmux a-t entry alive. Okay. Where if I go and I continuously create the same CRD like over and over and over again, right? And then I check whether it's up and running. Like, right, if I do kubectl get that CRD, every once in a while I found that I could get into a state where for a split second there would be a like a split second where the API server didn't know that CRD existed. And I kind of thought that was interesting when I saw it yesterday because I didn't know that was the case. I didn't know that you could create an instance of something in Kubernetes and then that instance would not be, like you could create a new CRD type and then it would say that resource type doesn't exist yet. And it turns out that I think there's some kind of a status for CRDs. So Nikita showed me this issue yesterday, right? So she showed me that she thought this was probably the issue that I was running into. And it looks like people are still asking if folks are sort of have been able to fix this. And so I thought it might be a nice little quick, interesting thing to go through it and see if we could reproduce this and then see if we could read through this issue together and see where it's coming from. So, all right. So here's a little more info and how I made. So actually, I guess the good news is that there's actually a more, maybe there's a stable reproducer that we can use here because he's creating this. So he's creating this CRD in his cluster. Who did this? Brian. Brian made this CRD. And then after Brian makes this CRD, he's saying this is not in and of itself, I don't think, a very obvious reproducer because I had to do this hundreds of times in order to but maybe it's just that kubectl applies fast enough, right, that this works. So let's try this, right? So let's see what happens. So if I say, let's see if my cluster is up. kubectl get nodes. Okay, so I've got two workers and two workers and one. I kind of thought that I had multiple workers in this. Okay, Vim. Okay, if I go in here, I think I meant to have multiple of these, but somehow I only have one. Plane. And then I'll do role control plane. Right? And let me see where I vim local up. Yeah, here it is. It's because we do it in here. So let me fix this. So I'm going to do role control plane. So I'm going to make multiple control plane nodes here, right? So if you're doing this in kind, you can make multiple control plane nodes. And I think we only need one worker. I don't think we need like a million workers, right? So if folks want to use this recipe, it's not like you can just clone this kind down and you can run kind local up and you give it the environment variable of the CNI you want and it'll create this for you. So, anyways, where do I do it? Cluster equals calico. Ricardo! Wait, why are you being so nice to me today? How's it going? I love you too. So here we go. Damn it, Ricardo. All right, I'm making a new one. Okay, so once this comes up, then I'm going to try to reproduce this, and maybe we'll see if we can figure out what the situation is with this race condition. And I don't know how far I'm going to get in just 1 hour making this daemon set, because I'm hoping to make a daemon set that can spam the API server, but I really didn't have any time to prepare for today, so we're just going to be kind of winging it more than usual, right? Okay. So this is hopefully coming up now. Joining more control plane nodes. Okay, so let's wait for the control plane nodes to go. Scott's here. Scott, okay, Scott. So I want to make a daemon set, and I want the daemon set to spam etcd. And I haven't really thought of how to do that yet. I mean, I have some ideas. But do you have any ideas? So I filed this issue, and I filed this issue upstream, and I haven't gotten a chance to look at it yet. So I thought maybe we could try to do this today. But the idea would be, let me see the original. Have it. So this was the original idea. I don't know if this is any good though. Like, you have a daemon set, you're continuously just updating annotations or something like that. I mean, that's going to hit etcd, right? And then continuously poll it for changes, and then if you can ever detect a difference between the nodes, that's kind of what I'm wondering. And so I don't know how far we'll get. So, but that's my plan. We'll see whether we can at least maybe get some pseudocode for that sketched out. I don't know. Okay, yeah, here it is. Okay, so this is coming up now. Okay, my cluster is up. And let's see if I have multiple nodes. Okay, the cluster's up. So now I want to see how many, do I have etcd running everywhere? Do I have multiple etcds or one? I don't know. Yeah, okay, we have multiple etcds. So that's good. More chance for things to go wrong, right? Either that or create and delete random config maps and secrets aggressively. Yeah. So the first one I thought, so in other words, the overall theme for this is like race conditions at the API server level, right? So the first one will be the one that I saw yesterday. And so the one I saw yesterday was this, right? What was it? Yeah, okay. Brian Pursley. Maybe we can get him to come hang out with us sometime. Okay, so wait, let me check. So I think my microphone just went off because I stopped hearing myself. Oh, hold on. Testing. Yeah, I'm still there. Okay. There we go. Now I can hear myself again. Okay. Yeah, okay. So let's try this guy's idea. So he's going to do this, and then right afterwards, so let's make a shell script that does this, right? So we'll call this vim crd race.sh. And I kind of want to see why this happens. So in order for this to happen, you have to do kubectl get foos, get foo, kubectl get foo, kubectl get Jesus. kubectl get foos, right? So echo 3, echo 2, and echo 1, right? So let's see here. So actually, I'm not going to echo 1 because I want this to be so fast. I want this to be like, all right. Here we go. Okay. Who's tapping? Do you hear tap? What happened, Mike? What did you hear? Hi, Mike. We guess. But look at some Windows issues today too. Oh, what did we do? Maybe it's because it's Z shell, right? There we go. Okay. So, is that CRD short name issue on first get is fun. Oh, you see it all the time, huh, Scott? Okay. So yeah, you're right. It's consistent. And so does it happen all the time? I guess, Scott, I don't know. So let's find out. So it happened our first time. Right? So does this happen every time, right? So let's see if it happens every time. Why do you hit this all the time? What are you doing where you're check? Oh yeah. Okay. Actually, I didn't get it this second time. I didn't get it the third time. I didn't get it the fourth time. Why am I not getting this anymore? What's going on, Scott? Why? What? We hit it the first time, but we literally never hit it again. Okay, so let's just see. So while true, do /crd race sleep 1 done. Okay, let's print a date out so we can get some. Okay, so let's see how long this goes until we see this issue come up again, right? But we're deleting it. If I'm deleting the CRD, why can't I can't. Oh, for any CRD, the first time you use the CRD. But we're literally deleting the CRD. Maybe, did I not delete the CRD? This is a totally new CRD. It's yeah. So how long does it take? So in other words, I have to wait between tests then. So I have to do this. I have to do this, do that. And then I have to sleep. Let's see what the cache clearance is, right? How, gosh, this is so hard. Okay, let's wait 10 seconds and see if it's cleared from the cache. Did we clear the cache? I don't know how long the API server caches last. All right, what did I do? Here we go. Okay, so again, it seems to have passed the first time. Now let's see what happens. We're waiting 10 seconds, right? Okay, 10 seconds. It seems like it's still in the cache. So the cache is pretty. What's Mike saying? Change the metadata name. Change the metadata name. May have it. Yeah, we could do that, but first I want to see, like, how long does this cache stick around? Right? Like, I mean, does this cache just sit around forever? Like, what if I wait like 60 seconds here? And then maybe in order to reproduce this, we have to look in there. So, yeah. I like your, okay, do it in a loop, and every time make the CRD name and short name have an integer in its name. Okay. All right. Okay, maybe y'all are right. Maybe I'm stupid. Okay, so wait. It said, look at this. Kube HTTP cat. What is this? I didn't even know that existed. Wait, what's this? I mean, what is this? No, I didn't. Nobody told me about this. What the hell is this thing? What is? Nobody told me about this. I didn't know. If I deleted my cache and reran it, I could not reduce it. It's only the first time the short name was ever used that this occurs. I only tried it from one client machine, so I'm not sure this is cluster specific or client specific. This is weird. If I used a different short name like foo2 and reran it, it reproduces the problem. You can also run kubectl API resources. It has the same effect. And it has, so really? So if I do ls, so first of all, I didn't know this. There's a thing called the HTTP cache, and that cache, what is this? Okay, so there's a thing in here, and it's caching all these requests. I guess it's making some kind of a hash cluster specific, doing a loop every time. Oh, let me turn it. Here it is. So there's a cache, and I don't know, like, what is in this cache? Let's see what's in here. I really didn't know that this was going to happen. I didn't know this thing existed. I didn't know there was a client-side folder in my home directory that had a cache in it. Did you know about this, Mike? Is that Scott? Did you know that every query that you make is cached in a home.kube HTTP cache, and it has the exact query you just ran? I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, that's a different cache. You're right. It's not the cache that you're talking about. It's not this caching the API server. It's caching the CRD resource. But he's saying that if he deletes this and then reruns it, he could not reproduce it. It's only the first time the short name is ever ran. I guess what he's saying is here is that it's not. Yeah, it's not happening on the client side. Oh, wait. If I use a different short name and reran it, of course you reproduce it. So we could do this. So let's do Scott's idea. So, okay, if we say make a new short name, singular, foo2s, okay, so if I do this, will I see it? So now oh, well, that's different because I did foo. I'm supposed to do foo2, but now I'm going to do foo3 because foo2 is already in there. Okay. All right. Somebody's going to tell me I should do a variable substitution here. Right? Somebody's watching me right now and they're critiquing my code, and they're wondering whether or not I've ever written a computer program before as I do this. Okay, here we go. foods.stable.com. Delete custom resource. This one. Foo 3s. Okay. Foo 3, foo 3, foo 3. So, delete custom resource, and the name is foo 3. Yeah. Foo 3. kubectl get foo kubectl. Okay. So let me make sure there's nothing in here. Get CRD. Delete CRD foo 3s. kubectl delete CRD foo 2s. Let's delete these. kubectl. So I'm going to delete these. kubectl get CRD. Okay, now hopefully I see it after all of that nonsense. Oh. Well, it's not cleared from the cache, I guess. Okay, I'm going to make a variable here because we've done this experiment way too many times now. Okay. Name equals X. Okay, so let's say here. Name foo name. I'm kind of wondering what Scott does where he is checking the CRD resource right after he creates it. Okay. Foo name. Okay. Okay. Foo. Okay, here we go. All right, so now let's try it. Three times in a row it failed. But that could be for a different reason. Let's make sure I use the right short name. Explains, read the response from select. Oh, let's see, what did he say? It's the server-side cache. Yes. Yeah, let's take a look. I feel it. Who is solid? Okay. All right, let's see. The root of the problem is that the shortcut expander is run before the discovery. Oh. So in this particular case, the line shortcut.go and e.rest mapper continues to rest mapper because shortcut expander read cached data and never reached out to the server. Whereas discovery mapper in client Go will get a not found error and will proceed invalidating the cache and refetching discovery. In the subsequent call, the shortcut expander is already aware of the new shortcut, so it works just fine. We need to teach the shortcut expander to refetch discovery data, but I'm not sure that's desirable, or we could at least warn a user about this situation. The root of the problem is shortcut. So shortcut expander is in client Go. Continues to rest mapper. I don't know why this opened in an incognito window. Expand resource shortcut. I don't know enough about client code to reason about this. All you can do get days after creating and you'll get the same issue. Yeah. So it only happens the first time you use the short name. I didn't know it was just a timing issue. So that means this always happens? What's the short name on this? foo_xs. Oh, it's still FO2 because I didn't replace that. What was I thinking, Ameem? Okay. Okay, let me delete these. Okay, kubectl delete CRD that. kubectl delete CRD. This one. kubectl delete. This one. Okay. All right. So API resources. I should grep for foo, right? Oh, we deleted it. That's why. So it's not in there. And if I go to the CRD erase and I make a new, let's make a new resource now. Let's call it Y. Let's call it YYY. Okay. And let's try to run this test again. No resources. So this is a new, this is a new one and I'm not seeing it, Scott. It definitely, why is this not happening on this new resource? Totally new resource, didn't exist before. This happens a lot in crossplane and gatekeeper. We may have to do Mike Zappa's idea where we do this in like a for loop or something, right? Where we say vim CRD erase and we say name and we don't declare name. Crossplane. Crossplane. What crossplane? Crossplane. Crossplane, Ricardo. Crossplane. So for folks that joined, I see there's like new people that seem to have joined. So we're trying to reproduce this issue, 655117, where, and we kind of reproduced it the first time, but I don't know, I screwed up and I couldn't reproduce it again. But if you run this little snippet here on issue 65517 in upstream K8s, where is it? Come on. Where'd it go? Yeah, this. If you run this, you can reproduce this issue at least on Kubernetes 19, and I saw it on a 223 cluster yesterday. So this isn't something that's uncommon, where you create a CRD and then you can't see it right after you create it. You have to like wait a little while before you can see it. But one thing that I found out that was that there's a connection lost. Hold on. What happened? There we go. I'm back. Okay. So, I wonder if it's $ name. I'm going to try one more thing. Yeah. I'm going to try this. I'm going to try one more thing. I'm not done yet. Yeah. I in 1.10 echo $i done. Can I do that? Do, what is it? This? I'm kind of like, yeah, there we go. So if I do one of these, do name equals $i. Will that work? I think, yeah, this is Mike's test. So Vim, right? So if I just keep running this, will it ever break? I don't know. We'll see. This seems like a really hard bug to reproduce, or I'm just screwing it up. All right, here we go. All right, let's see. I mean, I'm making 1 million of these, Mike. I'm doing your thing that you suggested, Mike. Isn't this what you asked for? Like, I can't reproduce this again. I got to see it once and I couldn't do it again. Maybe I'm doing something stupid. I don't know. So, yeah, anyways, but I have seen this before. And, so that's that. Now, here, I'll put my, if folks want to try to make this something that reproduces every time, I'll put my code up here. Okay. I'm going to put my code. If you think you can make a better reproducer than me, I'm going to put this in the live notes, okay? This is a challenge. It's the first Antrea Live coding challenge ever, okay? The first Antrea Live coding challenge ever. Make this reproduce this issue, okay? So I'll put this in the, here's the HackMD, okay? This is your lead code for the week, Scott. Okay. So here we go. What happened? What's going on? Many K8s will be going down with this one. CVE and next CVE will be Ingress. You're making Windows jokes. Shout out to Daniel Magnum. Indeed, cross-plane folks did nice work. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Because Scott made an ingress joke. Scott's making fun of. Okay, Scott's making fun of Ricardo. Okay, I got. All right. So if folks want to try this, I'm going to put this in the show notes. So I'm going to put this file. I'm going to put it in here. Okay. I'm going to put it right here. I just made the README. Okay. So there's no reason. This is super easy to remember where the show notes are. You just go to JA Unit 100, K8S Prototypes, Antrea Live 427, right? And see if you can make that, right? Reproduce it. And the bash snippet that I was using is this one. For those of you that don't know bash. This is the snippet. Okay, this is the test snippet. Okay, right? And then see if you can make that CRD race script, and then see if you can get that to make that thing do that thing. So everybody knows. Okay, so, and anybody who can get this to work, we're going to send you another Antria t-shirt. Another one. Because I'm sure you all have t-shirts by now. So, all right. Where were we? So the other thing, what was it? It's almost, we only have 20 minutes left. So I don't know how we're going to crash etcd with the daemon set in 20 minutes, but let's see. So I mean, the first thing I'm going to do is can I Google for a solution here? So if I do like daemon set with curl, like, is there something that will, is there a daemon set that I can with API server post? I mean, I guess I could do a daemon set with a bash kubectl script in it, right? Let me see here. Let me see if I can find kubectl in a pod, right? So let's see. Yeah, run kubectl. Here's one I can borrow. I don't know what. Yeah, here I found one. itmax.io. Here we go. Here's one I can borrow, right? So looks like this. We've got this is 2020. I'm assuming this might work. So let's see if this works. Can I do this? So if I do vim, that thing's probably on. I don't know if I'll get doc rate limited or not. Let me. Okay, get fetch -- all. Get status. Get add -u. Get commit m. Go update for multi-node. Okay. And then I'm going to do get pull -- rebase. Okay, I'm going to pull down the latest, and then I'm going to cd Antria cd Antria live. Okay, so now I'm going to see the etcd thing that we're talking about. So cd 427. I'm going to make this pod vim. If anybody else has a snippet of how I can make a pod in a shell script, kubectl create -f tmux new -s tmux a-t. Okay, so cd dot cd source Kate's prototypes. I mean, for your hackathon, you can now you've got a now you've got a project. Yeah. Well, you and Ricardo. And then after this, I'm going to do. I know Mike's here, and we were talking about Windows stuff, so we figured we'd look at some stuff. We'll look at the end of the episode at what is going on in upstream Windows. Maybe look at what issues are open. So, someone in. Oh, let's see. What did Ricardo said? Scott, you don't have a T-shirt. Well, I'm going to make a deal with you, Scott. We're going to send you 2 T-shirts if you can solve the coding challenge. And we're going to send you 1 T-shirt if you can't, because you're one of our favorites. So we're going to have to talk to Susan, and we're going to have to say, Susan, we're going to have to say, Susan, I need you to tell me why Scott does not have a T-shirt. Get pods -a. Did we? Okay, so we got it. We got that internal kubectl pod. So kubectl What do I do? kubectl exec-t-i internal kubectl. Do I get a shell in here? What is this? Unable to upgrade connection. What is the name? What? Why? Oh, it's not. Oh, it looks like it's restarting. It's not happy. That's not happy. Oh, it didn't. It's not happy. How can I get kubectl in a pod without using this? Without using this thing that I found on the internet? Anyone got an idea? Kube API servers. Is there a, let's see here. I see that there's somebody once made this. Oh no, that's stress testing API server. Anybody ever used Kaboom? Has anybody ever used this before? Does it push etcd is the question. Running scale, launching see, these aren't real. These aren't testing etcd. This is the thing. I don't think it is. I think it's just seeing if it can, like, I mean, you know, like, I think it's just seeing whether it can create and delete. I'm just going to do kubectl patch a million times. Kubectl, here we go. Kubectl patch example. Let's just grab a snippet. Okay, let's just grab a kubectl patch command, right? Let's grab one of these. Here we go. They've got one right here. Yeah, can use this. So if I get this deployment, right? If I make this deployment, I like this example. Vim patch vim deployment.yaml. Okay. Uh-oh, I screwed up. Set paste. Here we go. Okay. kubectl create -fd.yaml. Let's see if that comes up. Now what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to see if this comes up, and if so, I'm going to see if I can just continuously patch it. And as long as that, but I don't know how. This makes me start thinking about caches, because I really wonder now with this caching thing, like, how do you even know? How do you know if you're really pushing etcd unless you're actually looking at the writes per second or anything? You don't really know. So their idea here is to, next to a JSON merge patch on your same deployment. Here we go. Okay. So now I can make a patch. Okay. So I'm going to see whether I can set paste. See if these two work in isolation, right? ls kubectl, what is it? Patch deployment, patch demo, and -- patch file equals. Ooh. Whoa, did that change? kubectl patch -- help. Grep file. Oh, it's now file name. Okay. Required flat. groupctl patch. Oh, maybe it's that. Cannot unmercial string. I don't think that works. Maybe they don't want me to send a file. Maybe they want me to send dash dash patch dash dash help. Oh, let's see. kubectl patch deployment dash dash help. Patch to be applied. Maybe I need to just pipe that file. So can I just do patch.yaml into this? Can I do that? And then the patch to be applied. I don't think that will. Maybe I need to just make this a piece of JSON. Why don't I just make this JSON since it wants JSON so bad? Fine, I'll just make it JSON. YAML to JSON. And now let's see how many ads this puts on my... There we go. Okay. Here we go. All right, cool. So patch deployment and then kubectl get deployment patch demo dash dash patch, right? And I'm going to do this. And can I do single quotes in JSON so that this works? I assume I can. Right? Okay. So this would be, I suppose, a potential start to a daemon set, if this works, that we can just run like a bash script thing that will continuously, forever and ever, continuously randomly patch a deployment. But I suppose you'd want to make a new deployment for every container or whatever. I guess you'd probably just want to do a single Go program that spawned a bunch of threads. But then, I don't know. Then if you were only, you'd probably want to run it in daemonsets since you could distribute the amount of. Looking for an object of type key string. I wonder why it doesn't like that. Maybe I have like some hidden characters in here that I didn't see. I don't know. Okay. So I'm gonna end this in a second, then we're gonna see if we can look at, maybe I'll show, we can look at Windows. We can look at, Mike was interested in some stuff on the Windows side. Looking for the beginning of the object key string, invalidator. I don't know where that / thing is coming from. Like, what if I just did this? What if I just did a patch of nothing? Would that work? Like, what if I do this? Okay, so that worked. So why does it hate me? So maybe the reason it hates me is because I can't do these single quotes. That's the only thing I can think of. So maybe if I do this, it'll work. I don't know. We'll find out. It looks happier now than it was before. I don't know. Let's see. Oh no, that was an ELF. That's not any better. Okay, let's see. Let me check. Oh, it worked. Okay, cool. So, all right, we have a little tiny kubectl patch command at least that we can at least use as a little template to see if we could get this. Where did I put it? I put it in here, right? So now let me put this in here, right? Okay, and now the second Ant Live coding challenge ever, right? Can somebody take this stupid patch snippet, put this into a pod with a kubectl, wrap it in bash, and see if you can use it to continuously patch a bunch of deployment objects, like randomly create, like say 100 deployments, put this patch into kube, put this, patch those deployment objects. And then as you're doing that, monitor to see if before every patch, have every node have every patch have the command cache the hash of, I don't know how you do that. So I don't know how you detect inconsistency, right? So you'd have to think of a way to detect an inconsistent, like you'd have to, it would be a daemon set, and eventually you would detect, I think, an inconsistency, and see if eventually one of the nodes, to detect an inconsistency, you'd have to get to a point where one of the nodes would at some point, it's like, I don't know whether you would need to synchronize all the nodes. Like, you might actually need to be smart about it. You might need to sort of you might need to have some kind of a scratch board where you wrote down the current value of an annotation, and sort of continue printing that out. I come to think of it, see if you figure out a way to compare the object as seen in the script over time, depending on what node in the daemon set was running a get on that resource that is constantly being mutated. See if things get out of sync. So I don't know. It's my first attempt at trying to reason about how you would reproduce this. Anyways, so that's that. Junjin. Hey. So Junjin, we did, you get 3. Someone on Antria t-shirt, just find new. I'm sure Junjin will be giving out KubeCon t-shirts at KubeCon. Antria t-shirts. API server, in case you folks don't know, Antria leverages the K8 high-speed build. Yeah, it does. So, yes, it does. So Antria does that. And then guess what? You know what else, Junjin? one time we were talking to the Carvel folks, and it turns out that CAP also does the same thing. CAP also leverages, borrowed from Antria, and does the same thing to sort of leverage the API server in the same way and extend it. Cool. So this is just like my first step of trying to think of like, okay, here's all this is a patch command, but I'm like, okay, is there a way we could script this? We want to put like a variable in here, kind of the way we did before, right? And we'd want to just keep patching it over and over again until maybe we were able to see an inconsistency, but there's some kind of thing where we'd have to record the state, or we would have to do the thing that I showed you all how to do last time that we played around with, where we were running etcd-ctl. What was that trick? It was, what was it? etcd-ctl, right? Yeah, it was endpoint status, this one, right? So you might be able to do something like this, right? And you could see whether things, check whether things get out of sync with that, right? I don't know. I think I wrote a blog post about with the snippet on there. No, I didn't write that up. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, cool. So what we were trying to do is reproduce some etcd consistency issues and look at how we could do that. And we were able to do it the first time. We were able to see that that's not an etcd issue. That we were able to see the first time that we were able to reproduce this CRD related issue, where the first time you create a CRD, the short name sometimes is not available for like a split second in time. We were able to reproduce that once, but we weren't ever able to reproduce it again, which is weird. But so yeah, good. The first 2 Antria live coding challenges ever. So Mike Zappa joined also, and we were talking about what's going on in the Windows world. So issues Windows, let's take a look and see if we can do some triage really quickly. github.com Kubernetes. If I go here and I go here, let's see if there's anything interesting that we can look at that's tagged as SIG Windows. SIG Windows. And maybe we can look at some SIG network issues also, right? GitHub Kubernetes. And let's see what we've got for SIG network issues. And let's look for ones that have assigned to nobody, right? Let's look at these because these are the ones. So if folks want to get involved, right? Here's how you do it, right? You look for things that aren't assigned, right? So some of these might be tagged as good first issues. But if we look briefly, we've got 60 open Windows ones and 112 SIG network ones. So I don't know, let's look at this one. Let's look at, oh God, contract. So it looks like we've got a lot of issues. I thought that we had sort of got to the point where let's go here, SIG network. Yeah. I think this is what we want to do. No SNE, SIG network, right? So I'm surprised that there's so many of these. So now label. So then you go label, SIG, Windows. Here we go, SIG Windows. So let's do that, and then let's go to this one. Let's get rid of that. No assignee. So okay, these are issues that are not assigned. I'll put these in the, well, you don't need these show links. You can figure this out. You all know how to use GitHub. So I see 45 open SIG network issues and 34 open SIG Windows issues. So if I'm going to look at these, cannot modify registry keys during Windows pause image build process. That's Mark. That must be something in the build that got broke. I want to see if there's anything networking related. Soak test for Azure K8 clusters with Windows nodes. Marius. Disks become read-only on Windows node. Divian Patel. This is an interesting. I think Divian saw this when testing vSphere CSI when you rebooted it. So that's an interesting one if folks are using vSphere CSI. Prove network policy test reliability. So is this a meme? You opened this one. What is this? What, did you fix this? This is a good one, I think, Mark. This would be an interesting one to start. This is a good getting started issue, I think. So decreasing the TCP retransmission timeout of AGN host. So in order to do this, you'd go into the upstream network policy testing suite. Well, you'd actually go into the AGN host container, right? So the AGN host container lives... No. Kubernetes. Right, the AGN host container lives. Where does it live? Damn it. AGN host lives. No, that's not it. Is it in test images, maybe? Test images. Here it is. So the AGN host containers. This is an interesting one, Mike. So if you go in here, you could play around with the AGN host container and you could see whether or not you could go into the, you could go in and you could see what in the network policy testing suite. So I'll show you that one. So that's, I think I've got it. Yeah, I'll just go in here. So CD source Kubernetes. Oh God, it's so slow. All right, we're a little over time, so I'm gonna. But this is a good starting point, I think, Mike, and then you and me can sync up later on afterwards. But if you go into test E2E networking, network. And you go to networkpolicy.go, right? If you just grep through here, -r agn host // you can see what we do in the network policy end-to-end tests. And me and Amin could show you this if you wanted to learn it. Or any of us could show you this that work on this stuff. So these print out these tables, these connectivity tables, and you could go in here and you could look at how this works. And this goes off and it probes. You have AGN hosts on different pods and they probe each other. And so you could go in here and you could sort of look at this Windows issue where it looks like we have some flaky network policy tests. So we updated these tests to support Windows recently. So you could spin these up on a Windows node and they'll probe each other, but we don't do UDP because that somehow crashes everything. And I think there's another issue, and it would be interesting to try to reproduce this and see if you can solve the reliability issues or reproduce the reliability issues that folks are seeing when they rerun these. So to run these tests, you would compile Kubernetes and then you do make e2e.test, right? So you'd run it like this, right? And then you'd do like make what, this, what, right? So you do that. So that's how you would, those are the two commands you would need to sort of reproduce this. I'll put this in the show notes too. Where is it? Antria Live. No, where did I put it? Antria Live. Yeah, here it is. So where is it? Here it is. So I'll put this here. Right. So now you could go in here and I'm going to put the snippet of this is roughly what you would do to run those tests, and you'd need a Windows cluster, and for that you can use our SIG Windows DevTools, and then you can go and this could be a good getting starting issue. Getting started on advanced Windowsy networking policy test improvements. And these are fun tests to run because you learn a lot about Kubernetes network policy when running these. So, okay, cool. So yeah, that's today's show. Thanks, folks, for coming. I see 4 people hung out. Oh, wait, Amin said, we're fixing the timeout. Close. I need to drop off. Yeah. Thanks, Vivek. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, for sure. Cool. I'm going to drop to David. Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, everybody, thanks for coming. So, let's catch up next time. And who knows, next time I do this, maybe we'll try the etcd thing again. But if folks are interested in trying that little coding challenge, like I was only half joking about it, I think it would be a fun thing to try to build a thing that detected those etcd inconsistencies and spammed the API server through all the way through to etcd continuously in a daemon set. The daemon set might have to make Go functions though, because you may need to have like multiple threads running. I don't know. Okay, see y'all. Andrea Life, thanks for coming. If y'all are having fun when you come to this show and you're learning stuff, make sure to like and subscribe so that we can, if you enjoyed this show, like and subscribe so we can justify doing it more. Okay, cool. Right? Thank you, everybody. See you next week with Chinchi.